Hey, what's up, dear viewers of YouTube? My name is Mark and welcome back to my channel. I have some information that I want to share with you, and I hope some of you might find it useful or helpful. And this is going to be primarily about DeFi yield farming on Polygon or Matic. And I wanted to just share a few tips and ideas with you guys so you can maybe avoid mistakes that I and others made in the last couple of months when this whole craze with yield farming on Polygon. We all know that Polygon or Binance Smart Chain are the only two protocols that are still allow you to really yield farm without paying insane fees like you would on Ethereum. So I'm not gonna go into that. We all know that Polygon is the cheapest and fastest growing network right now, but just like it was with Ethereum, Polygon carries a lot of risks, and the risks are really enormous. A couple things that I really wanted to share, and one of those is, yes, you want to look at the APR, and we all look at those APRs and APYs and we just, oh wow, it's 10,000%. The token is doing okay. It came out last week and the token is up, or it's only down whatever 20%, but APR is 5,000%. I'm gonna stake my let's say $100, and even if the token collapses, I'm still gonna come out in profit because it's 5,000% APY. But one thing that we don't look at is audits, right? So audits is another thing. A lot of these fancy quote-unquote audits by RugDoc, by Paladin, and everything else was nothing but a smoke and mirrors, because yes, a project could be audited. So what does the audit really mean? So the RugDoc, all it really does is, as far as I understand, it ensures that the company that audits the project does KYC on the developers and owners of this project. That's all it really does. And all these auditing companies is just another way for them to really make money by promoting certain projects. So you can literally go on Dapp Radar, pay Dapp Radar money, and Dapp Radar will market your project. And marketing is the key. Obviously, you want your project to be marketed, because otherwise, how else are you gonna attract new investors in the project? At the end of the day, no matter how you look at it, most, I'm not saying all, but most of these DeFi yield farming new gems that come out, they are very similar to a Ponzi scheme. And you could dislike this video if you don't agree, but the only way to grow the network is by inviting more people in, so they can stake, so they can stake money in LPs and everything else. So we're gonna get to the most important part of this video in a second. So most of these projects do not have any utility whatsoever. All these tokens that you farm, the native token, normally they have no real utility. PancakeSwap or Uniswap, those are the real gems of this whole entire DeFi industry. And now Quickswap and the DFYN exchange, as well as Dinoswap, are trying to really fight for that market share on Polygon network. And assuming that Polygon will succeed, some of these projects, one or more projects on Polygon, will really be successful. And it doesn't have to be one project. As you know that on Ethereum you have Uniswap, you have 1inch, you have Sushiswap, three amazing protocols that are relatively safe. I personally believe in Polygon network, but I don't believe that price of the actual token, Matic token, will go up tremendously. I'll make a separate video on that maybe some other time to explain what I mean by that. But here's the most important thing that people don't understand. Forget the APYs, forget the APRs. You need to look at the liquidity that the project provides on a trading pair. So a couple of things you look at. You have to look at Telegram users, and be advised and keep it, please remember this. Telegram users, Twitter followers could be easily bought. They have services that cost a few $100s where you can actually pay a company that will give you 2,000 followers if you have if you give them a couple $100, for example. I can right now pay some company and get 2,000 subscribers on this channel. It would literally cost me maybe $100. Do I want that? Hell no. Those are fake numbers just to attract other people. The best metric to look at to really determine how many users are on the platform is just going on Polygonscan, to click on the smart contract of that token, and to look at how many addresses does this token hold. So we talked about Telegram, Twitter followers, and I'm sure you guys know all this stuff, but do not be fooled by the Twitter followers. Do not be fooled by Telegram members, because those numbers can be faked easily. And I know 99% of these projects have fake numbers. Most important things to do is to look at Polygonscan to see how many holders of the token exist in the ecosystem. Now, finally, most important thing is liquidity. When you get into the pool, and this is a lesson that I personally learned the hard way. Yes, I'm earning $50 on a $1,000 investment every 12 hours. Yeah, that's all nice and great. I take those native tokens to stake them and earning more tokens. So everything is great. And then you're trying to sell to take some profits, and you notice that liquidity is at $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000. What does it mean? It means that you are not able to sell your tokens. You can only sell X amount of tokens without really impacting the price. So what you need to do, you probably notice sometimes when you're trying to sell, you get this error message pops up on Quickswap or Sushiswap, whatever. You get this red error message saying that we can't complete your transaction. And the reason for that is the liquidity is so tiny that by you selling $100 worth of tokens will impact the price significantly. So what you need to do in that case, you need to go up and you need to change slippage to, I don't know, 10%, 8%. You know, if you're desperate to get out of the project and you know that it's likely to fail, when you see no developments, no updates from the development team, no adding liquidity is dropping, and when you see that, it might be a time to get out, and you might not be able to get out. Now, just to give you a quick example, I'm not trying to single out or bash on Polyfund. I basically unstaked my tokens and I wanted to sell the native token, measly $500 worth of fund token and Polyquill. It took me 10 transactions to sell darn $500 worth of native token. 10 transactions. I had to literally go and sell by $80 increments and increase slippage to like 16% just to get out of the project. I figured it wasn't fair for me just to talk about this, so I decided to make a separate video and show you what I'm talking about. So stay tuned for this. Guys, so I don't want to single out this particular project, Polyfund, because I actually think it's one of the more transparent projects, but just to give you an example of what I was talking about. So yeah, look at the Twitter followers, right? So Twitter followers, come on, load now. Okay, so we see Twitter followers, 986 people, right? Then we go back to the Telegram. You have 2,300 members on Telegram. Tokenomics, you go to fund token and you click on the contract address. This project only has 279 addresses that are holding this token. This is at most 280 people that are using this project. And one of the most important things that I wanted to show you guys is liquidity. If you look at liquidity, if you want to sell your fund tokens that you harvested, there's only $3,600 worth of liquidity. What it means is when you try to buy the token, you will not be able to buy a huge chunk at once, and when you sell, you're not able to sell in a big chunk, because again, the liquidity is so tiny. If you don't believe me, go to the any of these yield farming projects and try to buy $1,000 worth of fund token in that space, but you get the point, right? So a lot of these things are fake, and Paladin or other audits that are being conducted by these people, by these projects, all it tells you that, and again, look at the Paladin audit, and read what it says. What exactly did they audit? They audited that there are 4 risks, 4 high risks that were found. 3 were resolved, 1 was acknowledged, no changes made, so far. All it tells you that these smart contracts that you see here, they're being audited. It doesn't mean that the price will be up. It doesn't mean that liquidity is going to be great. It just tells you that the risk of being attacked or exploited is lower. That's all it really is. And again, they were able to exploit and hack Pancake Bunny and Bunny on a Polygon. The audit makes it safer, but it does not mean anything in my opinion. The risk is still there, simply because of this liquidity. Liquidity. If it's $3,000 liquidity, guys, and the best example that really was a eye-opening moment for me was how I uncovered that there's something wrong with this. When I looked at Moonstarter, and now things actually have gone up a little bit for this project, but when I looked at the Twitter followers, and also, by the way, another metric to look at is this CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap to see how many people actually like this project, because look at this. If you look at the Twitter page of Moonstarter, and I do want to single them out actually. I do want to single them out because they are really making a false impression, and this is a deceiving information because people fall for this. Look, they have 55,000 followers on Twitter, and it looks great, right? Another thing that I wanted to talk about is Moonstarter Telegram group. Let's see. There's 39,000 members and 4,000 members are online. Look, right now it's 10:31 a.m. in New York, and the last message was sent by an admin at 9:44 a.m. And finally, most importantly, let's go to the BSCscan. And holders of this token, the amount of people that are holding the project is 1,400 addresses. 1,400 addresses. It doesn't mean that it's 1,400 people that are actually using Moonstarter, which means that there's a huge disconnect with Telegram members, figures, and Twitter followers. These practices are very deceptive. And now let's get back to the original video so I can finalize what I was talking about. You wanna join in. I know Dinoswap recently dropped crazy, and I personally got in at a little bit of bad time, but Dinoswap unlike all these gems on Polygon, I believe Dinoswap will actually make it. And I'll make a separate video about Dinoswap if you guys want me to. But another great project that I personally believe in is PearZap. It's also a Polygon project, and the reason why I like it is because you can definitely see engagement on Telegram. You can definitely see retweets and likes on the Twitter page. You can definitely see the total value locked growing day by day, and you can see that token price is also increasing. And when everything else collapses, the price is still stable. It also offers a variety of different pools. It has this nice lockup period for you to harvest your tokens, which is an insurance against whales, and that's why I think the token is doing well. And again, I'm not invested heavily in this project. Believe me, I'm not, unfortunately. I am more of a Dinoswap kind of guy, but I definitely will throw in a few extra bucks in it. Believe me, I'm not the kind of guy who's gonna shill something and hope that you guys will pump my bags. I don't have huge bags in anything, and I don't have a huge following here on YouTube for me to really pump anything up. I'm not Ivan and Tex or crypto banters of the world, and so yeah, don't think I'm just shilling something that I have. I will make separate videos of certain projects that I personally like to kind of give you the pros and cons of each project, but try to stay away from crazy APY projects with low liquidity. If liquidity is fine and it's good, and there's some lockup period where you can just harvest your tokens every hour, then the project might be okay. But believe me, when your USDC and native token liquidity is below, let's say, I don't know, $100,000, to me personally, it's a no-no. I will not get into those pools. I will not get into those projects anymore, because getting out is a pain in the ass. It's really going to be difficult, believe me. And you might get stuck with a lot of native token with the insane dollar value of your tokens, but when you try to sell them, you're going to sell them at a loss because the liquidity isn't there. So keep that in mind, guys. And yeah, if you like this content, do me a favor, subscribe to my channel, like this video. That's what really drives me to make more of these videos, and I really want to be more consistent with making videos here on YouTube. I strictly make videos that I think will be valuable to people. I don't just make content every day to get the YouTube algorithm going. So if you guys subscribe to my channel organically, I would really appreciate it. And now, have a great day, be safe, be happy, be successful, make that money, and I'll see you next time. Peace.